Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Charles Norman Show. I'm back. I told y'all I wasn't done for today. Guess what, y'all? Today is Monday. You know what that means. It's refresh day. Let's press that refresh button and start this week off with a positive bang. What a very extremely boring weekend of football we had. I wasn't really impressed with this weekend of football. We had a couple of semi-entertaining games, but nothing out of the ordinary. We did witness some history last night, and we'll briefly, and I mean briefly, discuss Peyton Manning breaking the record. We have to talk about that joke that we call the Seattle Seahawks. And the Chargers and the Chiefs had a really good game. I don't think I'm going to talk about that though, but that game was one of the really competitive games from this weekend. The world is on fire, and that means I have some hot topics for you. Wait until you hear about the things that are going on in the world. You won't want to miss this. And this is going to sound a little crazy, but today our inspiration will be coming from former NFL superstar Terrell Owens. I won't tell you what the topic is just yet. Just know that we can all learn a lot from TL. This is going to be a great show. I can't wait for it to begin. Here we go. Guess who got attacked again yesterday? Those Seattle Seahawks. The Rams bullied the Seahawks yesterday. They pounced on the Seahawks early, and they didn't look back. It was a complete team win for the Rams. They dominated on offense, defense, and special teams. They scored 2 quick offensive touchdowns and a crazy special teams touchdown. They went up 21-3 before I could even blink. That punt return touchdown was the craziest play I ever did see, honestly. I've been watching football since I was 4, and I'll be 20 in January. In all those years, I've never seen a play that crazy. It faked everyone out, including the cameraman. The whole world was faked. Here goes that play. It's my play of the season so far. The Seahawks defense looked very vulnerable yesterday. They got ran all over by the Rams. Austin Davis didn't throw an incomplete pass until the third quarter yesterday. He went a whole half of being perfect. How did the Legion of Boom let that happen? I know one thing. Richard Sherman hasn't been that great this year. I think there's a possibility that he isn't as dominant like he says he is. Throughout the first 7 weeks of the season, Richard Sherman has not caught one interception. Last week, he really got exposed by the Dallas Cowboys and Dez Bryant, and yesterday, he didn't do good at all. Great players make differences in big games, and he hasn't made a difference in the last 2 games. Is he overrated? It sure is starting to look like he is, or was he just another great gimmick? Great job by the St. Louis Rams for getting a great win yesterday, and great job to their special teams coordinator, especially John Fassel, son of former New York Giants head coach Jim Fassel. The Rams even shut down Marshawn Lynch yesterday. Remember on last Friday's show, like not the Friday that I just did today, but the last one, I said the key to beating the Seahawks is shutting Marshawn Lynch down. Well, that's what they did. And their punter, the Rams punter, Johnny Hekker. I mean, great job to you, Johnny Hekker, because you only had one job, and you came in and you completed it perfectly. He came out and threw out a perfect pass on a punt fake. You have to have a lot of fire in your belly to make that play call on 4th down backed up in your own territory. It takes guts to win games, and Jeff Fisher definitely has it. And we're only going to talk about, like I said, we're not going to talk about that Chiefs-Chargers game. It was a real good game down to the last minute. Some good hits were in the game. I mean, Brandon Flowers knocked himself out trying to hit Jamal Charles when Jamal Charles was going into the end zone, which was probably a dirty hit. But he knocked his own self out, so he felt it. So the next game we're going to talk about is that Sunday night game between the 49ers and the Broncos. Alright, so I'm going to just say it. Congratulations to Peyton Manning. You are the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. Good job on breaking Brett Favre's career passing touchdown record with 510 passing touchdowns. It was clear early that the whole Denver Broncos team wanted Peyton Manning to break the record last night. The defense came out on fire, forcing the 49ers to get off the field quick, enough so that their leader, Peyton Manning, could break that record before everybody went to sleep. He had a perfect night last night, honestly. Peyton completed 22 out of his 26 passes for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns. Peyton didn't throw an incompletion until later into the second quarter of the game. He was on fire. While I didn't originally want him to break Brett Favre's record, I honestly can say I woke up this morning happy to see that Peyton Manning did break the record. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and I'm grateful that I'm getting to see him play the game that I love in my lifetime. He's one of the greatest, and I'm glad I get to see him play. I didn't get to see the greatest in Joe Montana play in my lifetime, so I'm really amazed that I got to see Peyton. No matter how I feel about Peyton Manning, anything he did in the past didn't matter last night because it was his moment and he shined it. He did not let someone else take it away from him. The 49ers looked awful last night. The first team offense only scored 10 points last night. That wasn't great at all. I feel like, first off, anytime you score as many points as you have hands, as little points as you have hands, you're going to lose that game more than likely. And the 49ers, they look like trash. Like, they definitely did their part yesterday in helping Peyton Manning break that record last night. The defense looked a little like a little league team last night. Peyton Manning picked that defense apart early, and they were vulnerable, just like the Seahawks. The 49ers are not this bad. They are missing a couple of players on defense. Both of their star middle linebackers, who I think are the two best middle linebackers in the National Football League, were out. Plus, Aldon Smith is out. I think the 49ers will be good once their defense is back at full strength in a couple weeks. Watch, they'll be amazing. Okay, my standout stars of the week. Our offensive star, of course, is Peyton Manning. Our defensive star, or stars, is the whole entire Denver Broncos defense. And my special teams standout star is Johnny Hekker of the St. Louis Rams. Peyton Manning, like I said earlier, completed 22 out of his 26 passes for 318 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also is now the leading touchdown lead. I can't. It's a pronouncer, a tongue twister. He's also now the league's historical leader in passing touchdowns. Nobody's thrown more touchdown passes than Peyton Manning. The Broncos defense picked off Colin Kaepernick last night one time, and then they sacked him 6 times. They played lights out in a good blowout. I only picked Johnny Hekker for special team star because he threw a perfect pass on fourth and short on a fake punt that really sealed the deal for the Rams to win over the Seahawks. The Eagles did not play this weekend. I missed them, I won't lie. I'm happy that they're back this week. Go Eagles. Now let's move on to hot topics. We're going to start out hot topics with some politics. I love me some politics, honestly. First up, we have to talk about the midterm elections that are a couple of weeks away. This is really exciting. This election is going to shape the last 2 years of President Obama's presidency. All 434 seats in the House of Representatives are up for grabs. The Democrats must get out and vote. Get those Republicans out of office if they want to see President Barack Obama make some real change. Let's face it, people. If the Democrats don't get out there and vote, the Republicans will continue to block each and everything that Barack Obama wants, that he puts on the table, that he wants to try to make happen. They have one goal, and that's to make them look bad, and they are succeeding because they are in control. Get them out of there. Moving on to Governor Tom Corbett, the Pennsylvania state race. He may be a little bit desperate for the African American and woman vote in this upcoming election. I'll tell you why I say that. In a recent ad picture, Governor Corbett's team photoshopped an African American woman into the photo. Here's the picture. I must say, that is unacceptable, Tom. You are a disgrace to the state. We have to get Tom Corbett out of here, people. Vote for Wolf. I repeat, vote for Tom Wolf. He's the better man in this campaign. It's never too late. Never too early, I should say, to start talking about 2016. I am ready for the 2016 presidential election. It's time for Hillary. Yes, I made up my mind years ago that I would be voting for Mrs. Hillary Clinton. She hasn't announced it yet, but she's running, but I know for a fact that she will be running. So, Janessa Bradley Douglas was driving a shuttle bus headed for LAX when she saw Kevin Hart. She put the bus in park and approached Kevin Hart to get a picture with him. Well, she succeeded when she got a selfie with Kevin Hart, but it may not have been worth it. Her bosses at the National Car Rental heard about the incident and they suspended Douglas without pay indefinitely. Kevin Hart made this video right here. I think it's cool. After he found out that she was suspended and she got her job back.
Hey, this message is from National Rental Car. It's been brought to my attention that Kenesha Douglas has been suspended for taking a selfie with me. I'm asking National to please give this woman a pass. I love National. And if I'd have seen me, I would have took a selfie with me too. Come on, have some compassion.
Thank you, Kevin Hart, for standing up for your fans. It really does show that you care. I like the part where he says, hey, if I saw me, I would have taken a picture with me too. That was funny. I had to give it to him. I had some Ebola news for you all. The family of Thomas Duncan has been cleared from quarantine. All of them are Ebola free. And there's about 44 people who can let out a sigh of relief now because they have no Ebola. That is amazing. Also, some more great Ebola news. Nigeria is now Ebola free. The whole country is Ebola free. They have contained Ebola. That's so cool. I'm happy about that. I'm not sure what it means for the rest of the world. Will the world be able to contain and kill Ebola going forward? I don't know. I would like to know. I mean, I guess this is a really good sign. I mean, I guess. I'm not even sure. Russian the leader of the Russian Tennis Federation was suspended for 1 full year and fined $25,000 when he referred to Serena and Venus Williams as the Williams brothers. How disrespectful is he? Serena and Venus Williams, more of Serena, have been dominant in the tennis world for a very long time, and they deserve the respect of everyone. I think that he should have been fined $1 million and not just $25,000 for the blatant disrespect he showed. Okay, now the show's about to get a little bit messy. Remember I told y'all that Kris and Bruce Jenner are getting divorced? Well, Kris only filed for divorce a couple of weeks ago, and Bruce has already moved on. He dated her best friend and her longtime assistant. What is that? And that was quick. They have to have something going on while him and Kris were still together. This happened so quickly. Alright, and now we're going to move on to more Joan Rivers news. There were sources last week that said that propofol caused the death of Joan Rivers. That drug should sound familiar to everyone because it was the same drug that killed the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Well, propofol didn't kill Joan Rivers. The medical examiner said this week the death was caused by procedure, not the drug. She died from lack of oxygen to her brain. My question is, how do they know that propofol, if I'm saying that right, didn't cause the death if there was never an autopsy done? Melissa Rivers did not allow the doctors to do an autopsy on her mom. So we'll never know what killed Joan. Sad. It is sad, but do we really need to know? She passed away. She was 81. She lived a long life, as she once said in many of her, as she said a lot of times in many of her stand-up comedy, she's going to drop. It's only a matter of time. Moving on to inspiration, like I said earlier, our inspiration will be coming from Terrell Owens. Watch this video of Terrell Owens.
They hate to love me, because I love me some me. I love me some me.
Many people would see this as him being arrogant, but there's a huge lesson in what he just said. In the video, Owens says, I love me some me. Yes, that does sound self-centered, but in all actuality, it isn't. Let me ask you all a couple of questions. Do y'all love yourselves? Do you know that in order for someone else to love you, you have to love yourself? Do you know that it's okay to express your love for yourself to everyone? It may seem arrogant, but God gave you the starring role in your life, and you have to be the best actor or actress. I've been called arrogant for saying things like this and thinking very highly of myself, and I think you should think highly of yourself. I agree with Terrell, because I too love me some me. It's not being arrogant. You need to have this attitude. T.O. had a lot of people who did not like him or love him, but it didn't hurt him because he knew what was more important than them loving him and getting love from someone else. And what's more important than that is loving yourself. It all starts with you. When you love yourself, there's nothing that anyone can say or do that will stop you. If you have true, genuine love for yourself, honestly. He wasn't a person who said the popular phrase, I let my haters be my motivators, which I think is complete crap. That wasn't needed for him because he loved himself enough to be his own motivator. I feel the same one. There's no room for haters in my life. If you love yourself, you are your own motivator, and haters don't have a role in your life. I know this is a lesson that this isn't a lesson that people were expecting, and it may not seem like something that we can be inspired from, but it is. Express the love that you have for yourself. Let everyone know that you love you some you. I love me some me, and I'm going to let you all know. The weekly assignment this week is to love yourself more than anyone else can love you because you deserve your love. And that's our show for today. Remember to refresh, start this week off with a positive bang. Let's have a great week, everyone. I didn't pick tonight's game earlier. I didn't pick no games last weekend, so I'm going to pick the Steelers to beat the Texans. That should be a good game. Remember to love yourself more than anyone else can love you because you deserve your love. I thank everyone for watching the show today. Please continue to view and share the show. I'm so grateful for y'all. Have a great day. See you later, everybody.